Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all doing great. Today, we're going to explore three fascinating United Kingdom 1-penny coins from 1990, 1994, and 1996, all featuring Queen Elizabeth II with the famous inscription, Elizabeth IIDGREG. FD. These classic British decimal coins are an important part of the UK's monetary history and showcase beautiful royal portraits, the iconic crowned portcullis design, and the outstanding craftsmanship of the Royal Mint. In this video, we will take a close look at the history, design, specifications, metal composition, historical significance, collector value, and interesting facts about each of these 1-penny coins. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced coin collector, this video will help you learn more about these historic British coins. So, without wasting any time, let's get started. If you enjoy coin collecting and want to learn more about rare and historic coins from around the world, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and press the notification bell for more exciting coin content. Let's begin. Elizabeth IIDGREG. FD 1991 penny, full details and historical information. The 1990 United Kingdom 1-penny is an important decimal coin issued during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. It represents one of the most recognizable British bronze coins of the modern era and reflects the rich history of the United Kingdom's decimal currency system. Introduced as part of the decimalization of British currency in 1971, the 1-penny coin remained a vital part of everyday life for millions of people. The 1990 issue continues the long tradition of British coinage while showcasing the artistry, symbolism, and national heritage associated with the monarchy. The obverse of the 1991 penny features the elegant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by the renowned sculptor Raphael David Makhlouf. Around the portrait appears the inscription, Elizabeth IIDGREG. FD. This Latin abbreviation stands for Dei Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, meaning, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. These words have appeared on British coinage for centuries and symbolize the monarch's constitutional role and historical connection with the Church of England. The portrait presents Queen Elizabeth II wearing the George IV state diadem, one of the most iconic crowns in the British royal collection. The reverse of the coin displays the famous crowned portcullis with chains, designed by the distinguished British artist Christopher Ironside. The portcullis has been associated with the Palace of Westminster and the Houses of Parliament for hundreds of years. It symbolizes strength, democracy, and the authority of Parliament. Above the design appears the numeral 1, while below it is the word 1-penny. The date 1990 is positioned beneath the design, identifying the year of issue. The 1991 penny was struck in bronze, consisting of approximately 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin. This traditional bronze alloy gives the coin its rich reddish-brown appearance when newly minted. Over time, circulation causes the coin to develop darker brown tones and natural patina, which many collectors appreciate as evidence of age and authenticity. The coin weighs 3.56 grams, measures 20.3 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness of approximately 1.65 millimeters. It features a plain edge, making it easy to distinguish from other British denominations. These specifications remained largely unchanged from the introduction of the decimal bronze penny until the metal composition was changed in the early 1990s. The United Kingdom officially adopted decimal currency on 15 February 1971, an event known as Decimal Day. Before decimalization, British currency consisted of pounds, shillings, and pence, a system that had existed for centuries. The introduction of the decimal 1-penny simplified calculations by dividing 1 pound into 100 equal pennies. The 1991 penny represents nearly 2 decades of successful decimal currency in Britain. During 1990, Queen Elizabeth II had already served as monarch for nearly 4 decades. Her reign was characterized by significant political, social, and technological changes throughout the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth. Coins bearing her portrait became some of the most recognized pieces of currency in the world, circulating not only in Britain, but also inspiring coinage designs across numerous Commonwealth nations. Millions of 1991 penny coins were produced by the Royal Mint to meet the needs of everyday commerce. Because of the large mintage, standard circulated examples are generally common and affordable. However, coins preserved in brilliant uncirculated condition, official mint sets, or proof sets are considerably more attractive to collectors and often command higher values depending on their condition. Coin collectors carefully examine the condition of the 1991 penny before determining its value. Factors such as original mint luster, absence of scratches, sharp design details, and attractive color significantly influence desirability. Coins graded as brilliant uncirculated or proof typically sell for much higher prices than circulated examples. Professional grading services also authenticate and assign numerical grades to exceptional specimens. One interesting aspect of the 1991 penny is that it belongs to the final years before major changes in British bronze coinage. Rising copper prices eventually led the Royal Mint to replace bronze with copper-plated steel in later years. Therefore, bronze pennies like the 1990 issue represent the closing chapter of a long-standing tradition in British minting history. The Latin inscription surrounding Queen Elizabeth II reflects centuries of royal tradition. Dei Gratia emphasizes the historical concept that the monarch reigns by the grace of God, while Fidei Defensor traces its origins to the title originally granted to King Henry VIII in the 16th century. Even in modern constitutional monarchy, these traditional inscriptions remain an important part of Britain's numismatic heritage. The crowned portcullis on the reverse also carries deep historical symbolism. Originally associated with the Beaufort family, it later became an emblem of the Tudor dynasty and eventually one of the principal symbols of the British Parliament. Its appearance on the 1 penny highlights the connection between the monarchy, Parliament, and the democratic institutions of the United Kingdom. Collectors around the world appreciate British decimal coins because they combine beautiful artistic design with historical significance. The 1991 penny is especially popular among beginners due to its affordability and easy availability. At the same time, advanced collectors often seek perfectly preserved examples for high-quality date collections featuring every year of Queen Elizabeth II's decimal coinage. Although the face value of the coin is only 1 penny, its historical importance extends far beyond its purchasing power. It reflects Britain's economic development, the stability of Queen Elizabeth II's reign, and the enduring traditions of the Royal Mint, one of the world's oldest continuously operating mints. Today, the 1990 Elizabeth II 1 penny remains a fascinating collectible that tells the story of Britain's decimal currency, constitutional monarchy, and artistic excellence. Whether found in circulation decades ago, preserved in a coin album, or displayed in a professional collection, this humble bronze coin continues to represent an important chapter in British numismatic history and remains a treasured piece for collectors across the globe. The 1990 Elizabeth II 1 penny is more than just a small denomination coin. It is a historical artifact that reflects the cultural identity and economic life of the United Kingdom at the end of the 20th century. During 1990, pennies were used every day to purchase newspapers, sweets, postage stamps, and other inexpensive goods. For many British citizens, the 1 penny was an essential part of daily transactions. Although its purchasing power has declined over the years due to inflation, the coin remains an enduring symbol of British currency and a reminder of an era when even the smallest denomination had meaningful value in everyday commerce. The portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the 1991 penny belongs to the third official coinage portrait of her reign, created by sculptor Raphael David Makhlouf. Introduced in 1985, this portrait replaced Arnold Machin's earlier design and remained in use until 1997. Makhlouf depicted the Queen wearing the George IV state diadem, giving the portrait a more regal and ceremonial appearance. Collectors often compare the different portraits of Queen Elizabeth II used throughout her 70-year reign, as each reflects a different stage of her life and marks a distinct period in British numismatic history. The Royal Mint, which produced the 1991 penny, has a history that stretches back more than 1,100 years, making it one of the oldest continuously operating mints in the world. Throughout its long history, the Royal Mint has manufactured coins not only for the United Kingdom, but also for many countries across the Commonwealth and beyond. Every 1 penny produced in 1990 underwent strict quality control to ensure accurate weight, diameter, and design, maintaining the high standards for which British coinage is internationally respected. For coin collectors, the 1991 penny provides an excellent opportunity to study the effects of circulation on bronze coins. Freshly minted examples display a bright reddish-gold color known as red, RD. As the coin ages and reacts with oxygen and moisture, it gradually develops darker shades, eventually becoming red-brown RB or fully brown BN. These natural color changes are important factors in professional grading, and brilliant red examples that have retained their original mint luster are especially desirable among collectors. Many enthusiasts build complete collections of British decimal pennies by acquiring 1 coin from every year of issue. The 1991 penny occupies an important place in these collections because it represents the final decade before major changes in British coin production, including the switch from bronze to copper-plated steel in the early 1990s. As a result, it serves as one of the last traditional bronze pennies produced for everyday circulation, adding historical significance to its already interesting background. Elizabeth II DG FD 1994 1 penny, full details and historical information. The 1994 United Kingdom 1 penny is one of the most recognizable coins issued during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. Although its face value is only 1 penny, the coin represents centuries of British history, royal tradition, and the evolution of modern decimal currency. Introduced as part of the decimal system established in 1971, the 1 penny remained an essential coin in everyday British life throughout the 20th century. The 1994 issue is particularly significant because it belongs to the final years in which the Royal Mint produced bronze 1 penny coins before changing the metal composition to copper-plated steel later in the decade. For coin collectors and historians, the 1994 1 penny is an excellent example of British craftsmanship, symbolism, and monetary heritage. The obverse of the coin features the elegant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by the British sculptor Raphael David Makhlouf. This portrait, introduced in 1985, is the third official coin portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. It depicts the Queen wearing the magnificent George IV state diadem, one of the most famous crowns in the royal collection. The portrait reflects dignity, stability, and the constitutional role of the British monarch. Around the portrait appears the inscription Elizabeth II DG REG. FD. The Latin abbreviation stands for De Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, meaning by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This royal inscription has appeared on British coins for generations and continues an ancient tradition that dates back hundreds of years. The reverse of the 1994 1 penny displays the classic crown portcullis with chains, created by the celebrated artist Christopher Ironside. Above the portcullis is the numeral 1, while below it appears the denomination 1 penny. The year 1994 is positioned beneath the design. The crown portcullis is an important symbol of the British Parliament and has represented strength, security, and democratic government for centuries. Originally associated with the Tudor dynasty, it later became closely linked with the Palace of Westminster and remains one of the best-known symbols of British constitutional history. The 1994 one penny was struck in bronze, composed of approximately 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin. This alloy gives the coin its distinctive reddish-brown appearance when newly minted. Over time, exposure to air and handling causes the bronze surface to develop a darker brown patina, which many collectors consider both attractive and historically authentic. Unlike later copper-plated steel pennies, the solid bronze composition makes the 1994 issue especially appealing to collectors who appreciate traditional British bronze coinage. The coin weighs approximately 3.56 grams, has a diameter of 20.3 millimeters, a thickness of about 1.65 millimeters, and features a plain edge. These specifications remained consistent for many years, making the one penny instantly recognizable throughout the United Kingdom. Its size and weight were carefully designed to ensure durability during daily circulation, while maintaining compatibility with vending machines and automated payment systems. During 1994, the United Kingdom experienced significant economic growth and continued modernization. The one penny remained an important part of everyday transactions despite increasing inflation and the growing use of electronic payment methods. People commonly used pennies to purchase newspapers, sweets, postage stamps, public transport tickets, and many other everyday items. Although one penny had relatively limited purchasing power compared to previous decades, it remained an essential component of Britain's decimal currency system. The Royal Mint, responsible for producing the 1994 one penny, is one of the oldest operating mints in the world, with a history extending back more than 11 centuries. Every coin produced by the Royal Mint undergoes strict quality control to ensure accuracy in weight, size, metal composition, and striking quality. This dedication to excellence has earned British coinage an international reputation for precision, durability, and artistic beauty. Collectors often classify the 1994 one penny according to its state of preservation. Coins that remain in circulated condition generally show signs of wear, including smooth surfaces and darker coloring. Brilliant uncirculated examples retain their original mint luster and sharp design details, making them considerably more desirable. Proof coins, specially struck for collectors using polished dies and specially prepared blanks, display mirror-like fields and frosted designs. These proof versions are among the most attractive examples of the 1994 one penny and often command higher prices in the numismatic market. One fascinating aspect of the 1994 one penny is its place in British numismatic history. It belongs to the final generation of traditional bronze pennies before the Royal Mint introduced copper-plated steel coins in 1992 for general circulation, and eventually phased out bronze production. As a result, bronze issues from this transitional period remain especially interesting to collectors who study the evolution of British coinage and changes in minting technology. Many collectors carefully inspect their 1994 one penny coins for possible minting errors. While most coins were struck correctly, occasional examples display unusual characteristics such as off-center strikes, double strikes, die cracks, clip planchets, or weakly struck details. Genuine mint errors are relatively uncommon and may be worth significantly more than standard circulation pieces, depending on their rarity and condition. The Latin inscription DGREG, FD, continues a tradition that has appeared on British coinage for centuries. Dei Gratia reflects the historical belief that the monarch reigns by the grace of God, while Fidei Defensor means defender of the faith, a title originally granted to King Henry VIII by Pope Leo X in 1521 and retained by subsequent British monarchs. These inscriptions connect the modern decimal penny with the long history of the British monarchy and constitutional government. Today, the 1994 Elizabeth II 1 penny remains a popular collectible among numismatists throughout the world. Although ordinary circulated examples are generally common because millions were produced, high-grade uncirculated and proof specimens continue to attract strong interest. Collectors appreciate the coin not only for its historical importance, but also for its beautiful design, bronze composition, and connection to one of the longest-serving monarchs in world history. The 1994 1 penny stands as a lasting reminder of Britain's rich numismatic heritage. It represents the stability of Queen Elizabeth II's reign, the craftsmanship of the royal mint, and the everyday experiences of millions of people who use this coin in daily life. Whether preserved in a coin album, displayed in a museum collection, or passed from one generation to another, the 1994 1 penny continues to tell the remarkable story of British history, monarchy, and decimal currency. The 1994 Elizabeth II 1 penny is admired not only for its historical importance, but also for the quality of its design and craftsmanship. Every detail on the coin was carefully engraved to ensure clarity and durability during circulation. The Queen's portrait displays realistic facial features, fine hair details, and the beautifully crafted George IV state diadem. On the reverse, the crown portcullis is sharply defined, with carefully engraved chains extending from both sides, creating a balanced and elegant composition. Even after years of circulation, many examples still retain enough detail to demonstrate the exceptional standards maintained by the Royal Mint. For numismatists, the 1994 1 penny represents an interesting period in British monetary history because the country was experiencing rapid technological and economic changes. Electronic banking, automated teller machines (ATMs), and debit card payments were becoming increasingly common, yet coins remained essential for everyday shopping. The humble 1 penny continued to be widely used in supermarkets, public telephones, parking meters, buses, and vending machines. This combination of traditional cash usage and modern financial technology makes the 1994 penny a symbol of Britain's transition into the modern economy. Collectors often organize British pennies by monarch, portrait type, or year of issue. The 1994 1 penny belongs to the Raphael Makhlouf Portrait Series, which was produced from 1985 until 1997. This series is appreciated for its elegant royal appearance and detailed engraving. Many collectors attempt to assemble a complete run of Makhlouf portrait coins, making the 1994 issue an important addition to these collections. Although it is generally available, finding examples with perfect surfaces, original mint brilliance, and no contact marks can still be challenging. Another fascinating aspect of the 1994 1 penny is the natural aging process of bronze. Fresh coins leave the royal mint with a bright copper-red appearance, but over time they gradually darken through oxidation. Depending on storage conditions, some coins retain their original red color for decades, while others develop attractive chocolate brown or reddish-brown tones. Professional grading services classify bronze coins as red RD, red-brown RB, or brown BN, and these color designations often have a significant effect on collector value. Brilliant red examples are usually the most desirable because they preserve the coin's original appearance. Elizabeth II DG FD 1996 1 penny, full details and historical information. The 1996 United Kingdom 1 penny is an important decimal coin issued during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, one of the longest reigning monarchs in British history. Although it has a face value of only 1 penny, this coin represents centuries of royal tradition, British craftsmanship, and the continued evolution of the United Kingdom's monetary system. By 1996, the 1 penny had become an essential part of everyday life, used in millions of daily transactions across England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Today, the 1996 1 penny is appreciated by collectors not only for its historical importance, but also for its attractive design and its connection to the remarkable reign of Queen Elizabeth II. The obverse of the 1996 one penny features the third official coin portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by the renowned sculptor Raphael David Makhlouf. Introduced in 1985, this portrait presents the Queen wearing the elegant George IV state diadem, one of the most recognizable crowns in the British royal collection. Surrounding the portrait is the Latin inscription, Elizabeth II DGREG. FD, this abbreviation stands for Dei Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, which translates into English as By the Grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. These words continue a royal tradition that has appeared on British coins for centuries, symbolizing the constitutional role of the monarch and the continuity of the British crown. The reverse of the coin displays the famous crown portcullis with chains, a design created by the distinguished artist Christopher Ironside. Above the design appears the numeral 1, below it the words 1 penny, and at the bottom the year 1996. The crown portcullis is an ancient symbol closely associated with the Palace of Westminster and the British Parliament. It represents strength, security, democracy, and the enduring traditions of the United Kingdom's constitutional system. This elegant reverse design remained a defining feature of the British decimal penny for many years. Unlike earlier bronze pennies, the 1996 one penny was struck in copper-plated steel, following the Royal Mint's decision to change the metal composition because of increasing copper prices. The coin has a steel core covered with a thin layer of copper, allowing it to retain the familiar appearance of earlier bronze pennies while significantly reducing production costs. This transition marked an important development in the history of British coinage and reflected the practical challenges faced by modern mints around the world. The coin weighs approximately 3.56 grams, measures 20.3 millimeters in diameter, has a thickness of about 1.65 millimeters, and features a plain edge. Although the internal metal composition changed from bronze to copper-plated steel, the Royal Mint maintained the same size and weight specifications so that the new coins would continue to function properly in vending machines, parking meters, ticket machines, and other automated equipment already in use throughout the United Kingdom. By 1996, Britain had become an increasingly modern and technologically advanced society. Electronic banking, debit cards, and automated payment systems were becoming more common, yet cash remained the primary method of payment for many everyday purchases. The 1 penny continued to circulate widely and was used to make exact payments, calculate change, and complete cash transactions. Even though inflation had reduced its purchasing power, the penny remained an indispensable part of the decimal currency system. The Royal Mint, with a history spanning more than 11 centuries, produced millions of 1996 1 penny coins to satisfy the needs of circulation. Every coin underwent strict quality control to ensure consistent weight, diameter, metal composition, and striking quality. This commitment to precision has helped maintain the Royal Mint's international reputation for excellence in coin production. Collectors value the 1996 1 penny for several reasons. First, it belongs to the Raphael Makhlouf portrait series, which remained in use until 1997. Second, it represents the period after the transition from bronze to copper-plated steel, making it historically significant in the development of modern British coinage. Finally, high-quality uncirculated and proof examples continue to be sought after by collectors building complete date sets of Queen Elizabeth II decimal pennies. Coins preserved in brilliant uncirculated condition display original mint luster, sharp details, and minimal signs of handling. Proof versions, produced specifically for collectors, feature mirror-like backgrounds and frosted raised designs created using specially polished dies and carefully prepared blanks. These proof coins are considered among the finest examples of the 1996 one penny and often command premium prices depending on their condition and packaging. Numismatists also examine the 1996 one penny for possible minting errors. Although the Royal Mint maintained very high manufacturing standards, occasional coins may exhibit off-center strikes, die cracks, double strikes, clip planchets, or weakly struck details. Authentic error coins are relatively rare and can be considerably more valuable than ordinary circulation examples, making them highly desirable among specialized collectors. The Latin inscription surrounding the Queen's portrait reflects Britain's long royal heritage. The phrase Dei Gratia emphasizes the traditional concept that the monarch reigns by the grace of God, while Fidei Defensor, or Defender of the Faith, has remained an official title of British sovereigns since the 16th century. These inscriptions connect modern decimal coinage with centuries of British constitutional history and royal tradition. Today, the 1996 Elizabeth II one penny remains an attractive and historically significant collectible. It represents the transition to modern coinage materials, the craftsmanship of the Royal Mint, and the stability of Queen Elizabeth II's reign. Whether preserved in a coin album, displayed in a museum, or collected as part of a complete British decimal series, the 1996 one penny continues to tell the remarkable story of Britain's monarchy, economy, and numismatic heritage. For collectors around the world, it remains far more than a simple one-penny coin. It is a lasting symbol of British history and one of the most recognizable pieces of modern United Kingdom coinage. The 1996 Elizabeth II one penny occupies a unique place in the history of British decimal coinage because it represents a period when the Royal Mint successfully combined traditional design with modern manufacturing technology. Although the coin retained the familiar appearance of earlier bronze pennies, its copper-plated steel construction reflected the changing economic realities of the 1990s. Rising metal prices encouraged many countries to adopt less expensive materials for circulating coins, and the United Kingdom was no exception. Despite this internal change, the Royal Mint ensured that the coin's size, weight, and appearance remained virtually identical to previous issues, so that it could continue circulating without disrupting everyday commerce. Collectors also appreciate the 1996 one penny because it belongs to the final years of the Raphael Makhlouf portrait series. Introduced in 1985, Makhlouf's design portrays Queen Elizabeth II with a dignified and regal appearance, wearing the George IV state diadem. Many numismatists consider this portrait one of the most elegant depictions of the Queen on modern British coinage. In 1998, the Royal Mint introduced a new portrait by Ian Rank Broadley, making the 1996 issue one of the last pennies to feature Makhlouf's celebrated design. This historical transition increases the importance of the 1996 coin for collectors assembling portrait sets of Queen Elizabeth II. The reverse design featuring the crown portcullis is equally significant. The portcullis has been associated with the British Parliament for centuries and symbolizes strength, protection, and democratic government. Christopher Ironside's artistic interpretation combines historical symbolism with clean, modern engraving, creating one of the most recognizable reverse designs in British decimal coinage. Because the design remained in use for many years, the 1996 one penny serves as an excellent example of the continuity and consistency of British currency during the late 20th century. Another interesting feature of the 1996 one penny is its magnetic property. Unlike the earlier bronze pennies, the steel core means that the coin is attracted to a magnet. This provides collectors with a quick and easy method to distinguish later copper-plated steel issues from earlier solid bronze examples. The magnetic characteristic is a direct result of the change in metal composition and marks an important technological development in the production of British circulating coins. Today, the 1996 Elizabeth II one penny continues to be collected by enthusiasts around the world. While ordinary circulated examples are common, coins preserved in brilliant uncirculated condition or included in official royal mint proof sets are much more desirable. The coin represents the remarkable reign of Queen Elizabeth II, the enduring craftsmanship of the royal mint, and the successful modernization of Britain's decimal currency system. More than just a small denomination, the 1996 one penny remains a lasting symbol of British history, royal heritage, and numismatic excellence, making it a valuable addition to collections dedicated to United Kingdom coinage.